Good morning, afternoon, the sun. What's going on, y'all? Boy, Chase Anderson. Got a special word, special message today. That from now I understand that it started last night because the Lord spoke to me and He said, "Are you there yet?" Right before I went to bed. But this morning I had a vivid illustrated dream, and I was departing from my family. Like, we were all at this particular place and everyone went their separate ways, and I got into my car to to go to my destination where I was going to. And as soon as I got in, I didn't like the direction I was going in, so I tried to take control of the steering wheel and drive. But I noticed that whenever I would take control of the steering wheel, I would be in reverse. I would just go directly in reverse. And this happened every time I was trying to steer or go a particular way. It accelerated in reverse. Now, all I'm thinking is about, man, I'm about to hit something. I'm about to hit a tree. About to hit a guardrail. I'm about to crash. This is not going to end up well. I'm about to hit something. I know it because I can't see where I'm going, and I know I don't like the direction I'm going. And so eventually, speed, it picked up as I was trying to keep control of the car, and eventually I drove past someone who spoke out to me. They were in another car, and they said, "Hey, um, let go of the steering wheel. You got to watch where you're going. Let go." So as soon as I let go of the steering wheel, I'm seeing everything that I could have hit if I could if I had continued time trying to take control. I saw this big pit, this like big pit of rocks, and I knew that if I had held on any longer, that's where I would have ended up. So when I woke up, I knew it was a message. I knew it was a dream that the Lord was giving me, and I pressed in to find out the understanding. What was amazing was that although I understood that I was in danger and that I couldn't see it, but I just fear built up, fear compounded as I was going in that direction, in the opposite direction, that no matter what, I was being protected. God had his hand on me. I didn't crash. I didn't run into anything. I didn't hit anyone. So no matter what, I was still being protected. I was still being shielded. But when I released my hand from the steering wheel, I was able to see all that God had protected me from. I could see where He had, uh, uh, even though I was heading my own way, I could see His favor over me and in the vehicle. And what God is saying is that you may not trust where I'm taking you. You may not see the direction or understand the direction that I'm taking you, but if you trust me, I will protect you. I will keep you, and I will get you to your destination if you let me turn this thing around. That was crazy. That was crazy. The whole time I'm in the car, I'm trying to regain power. I'm trying to take control and take this vehicle to where I see fit. Because initially I didn't like where it was going. When I got in, I didn't like the direction it was going, so I wanted to change the direction because I didn't agree to where this vehicle was going. But what God had other plans, and as soon as I let Him take control, I was at my destination. Are you there yet? Come on, man. Come, are you? That's why He asked me last night. Are you there yet? Are you there? Are you where you had planned to be? Are you there where God promised you that you would be? And if not, what is the reason? So I asked him to line us up with scripture. I said, well, this is a big word, and I receive it. I understand. Can you line this up with scripture? Can you give me confirmation through scripture? And he spoke to me and said, Joshua 8. And in Joshua 8, this is right after Joshua chapter 8. This is right after the victory over Jericho, where they walked around the walls of Jericho and they came down. But also, they went on to attack the city of Ai, but they did it without consulting with the Lord. See, they felt that since they had won in this particular thing before, that they would have victory again, without praying to God, without consulting God, asking God, what would He have done, or what would He like to for them, to Israelites, to do? Because Joshua didn't consult with the Lord, so they were defeated. Now, God's mercy came upon Joshua again and instructed them how to attack the city of Ai. And what they did was they surrounded the city from the front and the back with two sets of armies. By night they traveled, and one was set at a particular location that was set behind the city of Ai, and another had went forth in front of the city of Ai. So chapter 8, verse 14 said, now it happened when the king of Ai saw it, that the men of the city hurried and rose early and went against Israel to battle, he and all his people, at an appointed place before the plain. But he did not know that there was an ambush against him behind the city. See, he didn't know about this army behind the city that God had strategically told Joshua to set up at. And Joshua and all of Israel made as if they were beaten before them, and they fled by the way of the wilderness. So Joshua's platoon went ahead and traveled while the army of Ai pursued them, not knowing about this whole other army from Israel, about to take over the city of Ai. And I'm gonna skip here to 21 real quick. Y'all can read this in your own time, but I'm gonna skip here to 20. And when the men looked of Ai, when the men of Ai looked behind them, they saw and behold, the smoke of the city ascended to heaven. So they had no power to flee this way or that way. And the people who had fled to the wilderness turned back on their pursuers. So when they were pursuing Joshua, they saw their city burning down. So they turned around and went back to the city. And this is what happened. Now, when Joshua and all the Israel saw that the ambush had taken the city, and that the smoke of the city ascended, they turned back. They turned back and struck down the men of Ai. So they were going in one direction, but found victory turning around. God can redirect and take you to victory. He can turn the situation around if you allow him to do it. If you will seek him in all his righteousness, everything will be added to you. So I hope this word encourages you as it did me. I'm fascinated by it. I'm moved. I'm empowered by it, honestly, because like I said, so many times I get caught up in wanting to do my own thing when God is saying, let me drive the boat. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Hey, subscribe, share. This can definitely help somebody. I know it can. So please subscribe, please share. Be looking forward to more content coming soon. Following up on some interviews, especially about the mental health and so forth. God bless. I love y'all. Peace.